way I shoot is, I want every shot to be a masterpiece. I mean, it won't be, but I want it to be. And I try to create a piece of art. I want this to be artwork. So I just don't try to shoot a snapshot. I try to make a picture. There's a difference. Clicking the shutter is not creating anything. It's all in your composition, and you have to capture the emotion. You have to capture the moment. And there's a whole world of difference between that 1,000th of a second here and 1,000th of a second there. "25 years ago, my dad was in radio. So I would hang out with him at some boxing matches. He said, come on and let's check some of this boxing out. So he would cover that for his radio show. And then I just tagged along and had my camera with me because I was interested in photography. And I said, hey, this is fun, I want to keep doing this. So it was basically just showing up and trying to stay ringside, trying to get in ringside, because it was one of those processes where, all right, what are you doing there? Get out, I met some people, a couple of people took a liking to me, and they said, let the kids stay and shoot a little bit. So that's how it happened. Well, I pulled some stuff up in the office back here. Here's a nice shot we set up with Pacquiao. We were doing a video shoot of him as well, and I just caught the stare, and kind of like that shot. Stared on shot right there. This is Margarito. I like it because close up of his eyes, but then you see the full body in the background. So it's kind of a 2-in-1 type of view. Kind of a cool shot. That's boxing right there. Both guys throwing. And there's the punch after. Okay. Boom. This was Larry Holmes. And some lady brings over her kid, right? She goes, would you hold my baby? Say hello to my baby. She says, yeah, give me the baby. He grabs the baby. The baby's fine. He grabs the baby. As soon as he grabs the baby goes hysterical like that. And he's laughing, Larry's laughing his head off. And so I took that shot. It's one of my favorite shots because Larry's got that space in his tooth. He's smiling, the baby's crying, let me out of here, let me out of here. Big bad champ holding me. Well, that was the shot when he pulled the tigers out of the cage. Did a famous shoot with Ring Magazine, and Ring said, we want to do this large issue on Mike and at Mike's house in Las Vegas. So we went over to his house, spent a few days, just a couple of us, editor, the assistant, me. And so he's pulling this tiger. The tiger's pulling him. What am I saying? He's trying to control the tiger, and he's laughing. He's laughing his head off. And I'm as serious, and I'm like a little bit frightened, a little bit serious, because this tiger is like, 10 feet in front of me and doesn't like my camera. So hand me that camera. So I'm going like, I'm shooting that tiger, and I'm, the old camera's like, and I'm shooting that tiger, and the tiger's like, every time I shot, so I tell Mike, keep that thing away from me. And Mike goes, hey, that's a man-eating beast. I go, I know it's a man-eating beast. It's going to eat all of us if you don't keep that control of that thing. So that, that ended up being the cover shot of the magazine. A lot of fun, though, that day, those couple days, a lot of fun. I'm exclusively with Top Rank for the last so many years, meaning I don't cover any other promoters right at the moment. I used to cover, in my early days, I would cover everybody. shoot all the major fights, didn't matter who was with. And Top Rank is very busy, so I just concentrate on them. It's not that I can't shoot other people, but I don't care to. You think all these years I was shooting, every night before a big fight, I'm jittery. I'm not nervous, I'm just anxious, and my stomach is always turning, always in anticipation. So, I'm excited. And then for fight night, I always try to get to the arena first. I want to be the first one there. I have a lot of preparation to do because we edit on site, we edit in real time. We send the photos out almost every round. So I set up under the ring, almost like my office.
My pre-fight ritual.
Checking all the cables, checking out the internet.
Lenses, tape, flash, batteries, cards.
If more people like you notice that shift and change, they're gonna go.
Oh wait, I'm using this for the wrong thing.
And of course, we shoot an overhead camera, so we're checking all that out.
This little device, the Pocket Wizard, controls the remote camera, and then we put it on the camera, and it fires, and we have two cameras going at the same time. So if there's a knockdown, usually a knockout, we fire it, and it's a beautiful view. It's the only one like it too.
And just running through some tests and things. So.
It's Chris Farina, best boxing photographer, best mentor in the game, good friend, good everything. This is Class A guy right here.
It's one of my first assistants right here.
Gave me more advice in one night than 4 years of college could ever teach me. Something he says, don't let the critics bother you, because if you weren't doing a good job, they wouldn't be paying attention to you. It's the best piece of advice he's given me.
Film versus digital, there's good and bad in both. Film made you shoot at a slower rate, and you had to conserve your film, conserve your shots. So you really had to look for the shot that you wanted. Nowadays, digital it spoils you. It makes you just shoot anything and everything. And basically, you're like a machine. You overshoot. That's the drawback with digital. You overshoot. The learning curve on digital is like this nowadays, because in our film days, it was like a slow, steady slant. You had to focus. You had to change film. You had to load the film, change the film, and of course you had to have your settings right, because you didn't see what you were taking. You didn't see what you were taking. So you better know your lighting. You better know your color temperatures. You better know all of that going in, because when you get the film back and the client goes, "Where's the pictures?" I don't know, Charlie. I guess they didn't come out. You're out of a job there. So.
Kenny.
Yes, sir.
Say hello to the camera. You're on TV.
You're not interviewing me or anything, are you? As long as you're not asking any questions, you're all right.
World famous Kenny Bayless. Hey, Kenny, one more thing, okay? Don't get in my way tonight, all right?
All right, I'll try not to.
Thank you very much.
I'm looking for passion. I'm looking for emotion. I'm looking for something that jumps out at you. Just raw emotion. That's what I'm really looking for. If I can't get that, then I settle for whatever I can get. To me, this is an art form. And it's hard for people to understand this, but I've been studying this for 25 years.
This fight's gonna be over.
Top Rank sends out two types of media, usually to social media and to the general media, which is newspapers, websites, magazines, whoever's on deadline for the night. Social media will be sending out constantly. And I have my assistant, so we're running back and forth. I carry a ton of cards, 40, 50 cards, so we're always switching cards.
Right here, ref, right here, ref. Right here, ref, right here, please. Right here, guys. Robert, get in there, Robert. Get in there, Robert. Get in there. Good. Thank you. Thank you, ref. Thank you.
And I'll edit between rounds, actually. Just if I see one shot I like, I'll grab that shot and throw it there, throw it on the computer, and try to send it out then or the next round. So we're always very busy. You have to learn the fighter. You have to learn his habits. You have to learn his tendencies. What is he doing in the ring? How is he moving? What is he throwing? Every fighter has a habit, even the way they circle the ring. So you have to learn that, and you have to know that. Then you can get into the head of the fighter, and you can anticipate what he's going to do. Because what we shoot is not what we see. We shoot before we see it. If you see it through the camera, you missed it, which means you have to follow the fighter and you have to know what the fighter is going to maybe do. And you have to beat him to the punch. That's basically it. So when the fighter's about to hit, and you're going to snap and you're going to get that punch. If you see that punch, you miss that punch because that punch is gone. That punch just went bye-bye. Do you want to know my favorite fight that I missed?
Yes.
This is going to get some people in trouble, but I don't really care. I was starting out. I was trying to break through, knock some doors down, get some credentials, and Hagler Hearns comes up. This was my biggest regret of a fight because the media turnout was so huge that I was denied a shooting credential, but I was given an access credential to the media room. And I was just so disappointed. The lady who was in charge of the media, this was at Caesar's Palace, so I was just begging her, please let me in the arena. I don't care where I go. And I had been, with Ring for a while, and they denied a few people. So basically they said, no, you're in the media room. And I'm watching the TV monitor in the press room, and I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm going, I can't believe I'm missing this. I can't believe this. But the irony of it is that the next day, I think it was the next day, we used to have post-fight press conferences. I was snapping Hagler after Hagler won. And he had the red hat on that said war, and he had a Band-Aid right here, and I snapping all these shots of him. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There it is. War. I got a great smile shot, and they ran it on the cover of Ring magazine. He's in a war, and he has a little bitty Band-Aid on his forehead.
You got to be persistent. I mean, I really was persistent. I fell in love with boxing. I mean, I loved boxing since I was 7 or 8 years old. Look up, 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 look up. There you go. Right there, right there. Right there, right there. Right there. Boxing's my love, and hopefully it continues. We'll see.